Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from some of our shows focused on youth, community, and lifestyle. Please be sure to give us a follow on all of our social platforms. First up on How to Steam Your Dreams, tune into more highlight clips from the 2025 Wavebreakers Cup. Then on the BE Collective Plus, we tune into the second part of the recap of HBCU House LA during NBA All-Star Week. On Minority Women in Sports, we take a seat at the table and enjoy the recap of the networking event in LA on this part 2. Next on the Spotlight DMV, Eze Okwodu talks what it really takes to build wealth through real estate on this part 2. Finally, on the Hair Kitchen, we take a look at this sit down with Larry Poncho Brown where he discusses what motivates his work on this part 5. Thank you for tuning into this week's programming of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle.
Let's go. Oh, triple G. Okay, beat on their chest. They calm. They make focus. Sure, his eyes is focused. 2 to 3. Let's go. 3 minutes left. Okay. Hey, yo. XPG, boy, y'all look like y'all sweating, boy. Oh, man. Oh, they might go to the top of the wall. Oh, what a hit off the wall. Yo,
No!
Hey, yo,
That's why you the one that got the stamina.
right there. That was an experience for me. See how he blocked it and then jacked it real quick? Let's go.
Oh, yeah, they
Okay, go get the ball. Oh, okay.
B.
They don't know what's going on. They're just pressing buttons, bro. They don't know what's going on. They're just pressing buttons. The ball is just in there. Oh! Let's go. 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Oh.
Tie it up, bro.
I'm trying to tie it. Oh, look at that defense.
Oh.
Oh,
B.
I'm pressing B. Oh! Oh! Yo!
You all have seen me do a lot of work here, especially recently with HBCU House. But here's a description of the B Collective, also at the HBCU Collective online, so that everyone knows exactly what the HBCU House is all about and what the B Collective is doing at HBCUs and in our community. Bowie television watchers, we are still out and about at the HBCU House in LA, NBA All-Star Weekend. I am standing here with a fellow presenter today and content creator. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Javier Knight. I do content creation, ranging from all sorts of topics, from nightlife to lifestyle to basically anything. I've started my journey about a year ago, and in social media, I quit my corporate job. I went to school and everything and quit my corporate job to do exactly what I love, and I'm living my dream.
Well, that is something. Let's dive into that a bit. So you quit your corporate job and said, listen, I mean, no spoiler alerts in case you're going to talk about that today, but can you share a bit about that process? You just did it a year ago. How awesome is that?
Oh, it's been quite a journey. I gambled on myself. I always knew I was destined for more, and one day I just decided to press record and I fell in love with it. Just everything about content creation is just, man, I get chills even thinking about it when I first started. It was such a magical experience when I found out that I was destined for this. And I love it with a passion. And you gotta love what you do every day. Like Pharrell said just at the Grammys, he says, if you work at your dream every single day, you'll get paid for free. And that's what I do.
absolutely love that. And I know this. See, this is one of the things that what happens at HBCU House. It brings together creatives from all walks of life. They're sharing amazing stories. So, tell us a little bit about your back. Are you from this area? Are you based out of here?
Yeah, I was born in LA, and then I moved to San Diego. I lived there for a long time. Went to high school out there and everything, and I went to USC, got my bachelor's in business management, got a regular corporate job, did kind of what every average person does, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I knew there was something more. I wanted something more, and social media gave me that, and I love it.
Yes, and I can feel that passion and that love. Just a little backstory, because I love to give our watchers a good backstory. How did we meet? You stopped me and you said you liked my camera. You got a DJI. You was like, I like that camera, and I was like, and now you're stuck with me. You have to do an interview.
You know, my parents always said, don't talk to strangers, but that's how I've gotten this far in life.
Well, listen, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with us. Can't wait to hear more from you later today. And where can we all follow you? If we're not following you now, we need to follow you.
On all sorts of platforms, Javier Knight _ Knight with a K, like a knight in shining armor.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Like I said, this is really just an invitation. I know it's not going to be super quiet in here, that isn't the goal, but the goal really is to come together, to really focus in on what it is that you might need for today. I can imagine a lot of us have been ripping and running all day long, and so we're just going to take the next about 10 minutes to just breathe, shake it out, and do what it is that we might need. So I'm going to start by just inviting.
At the far end, he's a lifestyle content creator who transforms everyday moments into compelling, memorable experiences. His work seamlessly blends through humor, authenticity, and thoughtful storytelling, resulting in content that feels genuine. So just a reminder for those who are officially tuning in, you are officially listening and watching the Business of Being a Brand panel. So we're just gonna start off with the first question. And one thing to kind of keep in mind, we have an intentional diverse panelist group here. We have creators, we have a talent manager and brand manager as well. So you're gonna be getting perspectives from both sides of the stick. So definitely make sure that your pens are dancing like Michael Jackson, you're taking notes, because this is gonna be a really good one. But the first question is, what does a brand mean to you?
Who I am and what I do, and for what reasons that I do it. Operating as a person, and then also as a brand. It's like a two-in-one. But everything applies to myself and to what I do.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Javier. A brand to me is realizing that.
Okay, there's just a couple of creators, and obviously that's love to kind of hear from your perspective as well. But a couple of our creators, can you all share what, for people who don't know, what brand pillars are?
But with the same agenda, with the same overall theme. That if I got, for example, Colgate, right, that would be a little off-brand me if I just got Colgate.
Had a lot of brands reach out to me that don't necessarily align with my personal brand or the personal brand pillars that I'm building for myself. And the money's great, yes, but at the same time, what is that like? Me compromising on my brand, me compromising on the morals and stuff that I have, does that outweigh, the money and things like that?
If you're getting someone else to do it, if you're doing it all by yourself, we want to know all the secrets. And for those taking notes, especially the content creators, this is where the game is about to drop. So they're about to walk us through their content creation process, and anybody can tap in after that.
I think for myself, I do fall under a pretty free-form creator I also am passionate about long-form content. And so for me, there is a balance that I'm, even today, still trying to find between being experimental with my audience, getting things across that I think are important to me and that I think are valuable to my audience, as well as still being extremely creative in the most way, or doing something that I think would be outside the box. But my process pretty much starts kind of crazy, like the most insane, like I'm talking to myself in the mirror, like it's very like, is he okay? Like if you were to see me coming up with content ideas, you would be like,
how I edit my videos, and people will be like, oh, I watch your videos and I just love, like, not only am I entertained, but they're informative, or I'm inspired by them because of how you put it together. It's like a movie. And then with like my story times, they're just literally entertained. It can be make you laugh, you're just at home, you have nothing to do, and they're just entertained, like I said. But also, like he mentioned previously, don't put yourself in a box. If you decide to be a content creator, the niche thing, yeah, it's a thing, but also if you just create content that you genuinely like to create, people will feel you through the camera, and people will know that you're being genuine and authentic, and they literally will just resonate with you and your lifestyle and your story. So, yeah.
Because so many people think that because you're an NBA player, NIL athlete, college, whatever sport you play, and you might have a large following or you might be really good, that all the brand deals are gonna come. I promise you that's not how it works. Brands really don't care about that. I mean, they care, of course, but they care more about the content that you are creating. So they care about your engagement, they care about your community, they care about your audience.
Focus on where you want to go, focus on your vision, focus on your dream, what you prioritize. That's what I prioritize the most. I would have saved myself a lot of mistakes if I just stayed true to myself instead of trying to be a people pleaser. Especially when you start social media, it's all about attention, right? I think all of us would agree when we first started social media it was for attention. But then we built community. We built something more than ourselves. And that's what it's all about, is focusing on yourself. Everything else comes with it. If you just stay true to yourself, know exactly what you want out of it, know what community you're building, and post with purpose. Post with the audience in mind. Like our other speaker said, what is it called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
At least if you're showing up for yourself 10% of the time, 5% of the time, that's you showing up, that's being consistent. I think, I had to get out of the habit for myself personally of like being upset that I didn't give 100% of myself every day, where you give yourself 100 this time, 25 this time, 75 this time. But showing up for yourself every day, that's consistency. Not showing up for your best self, but showing up for yourself.
Yes, sir.
You did an amazing job moderating that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so introduce yourself. Tell us all about you.
Yes, my name is Peter Ewu. I'm the CEO and founder of Tycoon Enterprise, which is the home to Tycoon AI, which is an NIL platform for student athletes, helping them be brand ready for NIL. I also work with creators and small businesses through my agency, Tycoon Agency. So it's really a pleasure to be here, representing Morgan State as an entrepreneur. I'm really excited.
Talk about how much Morgan State made an impact on you where you are today.
Yeah, Morgan State really taught me resilience. It really taught me consistency, and it taught me having a structured plan. Waking up, attending these classes, attending all of the different events and things that MSU puts on your calendar. It helps you build a sense of structure. And because Morgan State brings together people from all over the world, you're able to engage people from different backgrounds, different cultures. So just like any HBCU, Morgan State definitely prepared me for being successful in Los Angeles, because I know how to work the room. I know how to spark a conversation. I know when to keep quiet. I know how to really do what's necessary to be successful due to the things I was doing every day at Morgan.
For all of the HBCU students that are watching this, saying, hey,
Yes, if you're an HBCU student and you want to get into the entertainment space, you see yourself being an entrepreneur, please don't give up. Just never believe in yourself. And remember, I have a TPE rule. Think, plan, execute. A lot of people get stuck planning, a lot of people get stuck thinking, but make sure you execute, because that's what's gonna make the biggest difference in your life. And like we were talking about on the panel, don't let your family discourage you, don't let your friends discourage you. Stick to whatever your vision is. You'll be successful.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Television watchers checking in again from Los Angeles, California, a seat at the table presented by Minority Women in Sports. I am joined here by one of these amazing panelists. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing tonight?
Absolutely. My name is Dee Dee Merritt Guster, and I am the Managing Director of Leadership Development at the NCAA.
Can you please share as a snippet some of the programs that you offer? I know you talked about it on the panel, but if you can share that with our viewers, that'd be fantastic.
We offer programs and services that have a direct touch with our student athletes that serve them in very direct and distinct ways. The direct touch is through programs such as our RISE program, which provides STEM education to our student athletes, as well as our Student Athlete Leadership Forum, our Career in Sports Forum, exposing student athletes to careers in sports. In addition to that, we also provide development and education for those that coach, teach, and lead them. So the administrators and coaches that they work with, we want to make sure that they are educated and properly developed to be able to provide the best experience possible.
What respects you? Like made by Minority Women in Sports. Why is this so important?
Because we need community. We need to be able to have community, to be able to share our victories, our triumphs, to be able to get counsel on our challenges, to be able to have someone wrap their arms around you and tell you that everything's going to be okay, just keep going. To get that professional development that we so desperately need to be able to continue to move forward. All of those things are why spaces like this are extremely important.
And for the information that you just shared about your programs, where can families find out more information?
Just go to ncaa.org. You can find out everything you need. ncaa.org, click on programs.
Hey there, Bowie Television watchers. Candy Waller checking in again from LA. The NBA All-Star Weekend is seat at the table, presented by Minority Women in Sports. And I am here with the phenomenal
Eze Okwodu. I'm the head girls basketball coach at Oak Hill Academy and general manager.
Listen, can you just stop there real quick in the Oak Hill? Because I had to ask her again, like, you talk V Oak Hill. Okay, so that means she's a very and she is here at the seat at the table. Just give us some of your takeaways of what you learned from this event.
Man, this event was worth the trip to LA on its own. My goal was to connect with powerful Black women, powerful women of color to help me in my journey, give me inspiration and encouragement to know that I can do whatever I need to do to make sure that we raise the money, we get the support, we get all the things done that we need to do to make Oak Hill a great place for girls to play basketball and reach their goals once they finish playing.
So you do quite a bit of speaking engagements yourself. You came here as a participant, so that lets you know the type of environment this is, everybody. Leaders come here to learn. So for yourself, what's next up for you?
Next up for me is building Oak Hill girls basketball. We're trying to make this place the best place that girls can come to learn, develop, so they can be ready for the next level. So that's what's next for me. And this event was very helpful, so I can put tools together, make some connections, and then also know I always got somebody that I can lean on when I'm trying to reach my goals.
Well, you should listen. Thank you so much for being here at the table with us. We appreciate you. And we're going to be locked in on everything you're doing at Oak Hill. If people aren't following you, where can they follow you?
They can follow me at Eze Okwodu on Instagram. I'm inspired by Coach Eze. Eze Okwodu on LinkedIn. You'll see, if you type in Oak Hill girls basketball, you'll see me. and I'm happy to connect with anybody.
Hello, Bowie Television watchers. This is Candy Waller checking in again from Los Angeles, California. A seat at the table presented by Minority Women in Sports with our amazing producers. And we are here with
Dr. Kamani Norrington Sands, licensed clinical psychologist.
And Michelle Cawley, licensed clinical social worker here in Los Angeles.
We just want a few takeaways from both of you ladies on what you learned from this section today.
I learned how mental health issues are really prevalent throughout the sports field and how it's really an untapped market for us as mental health professionals to really find ways that we can partner in the sports world. And so this is a really interesting time for us to really think about ways that we can come into this world in terms of sports.
And ditto, same thing. I have been working with entertainment and sports for years now, and it's just nice to see us women here and just finding different ways to support moving forward.
Well, listen, we appreciate both of you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At the table with us today. And we appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
As you all can see, there's still so much conversation and just community building going on. We all love to see it. We all love to see it.
Hey there, Bowie Television watchers. We are still in Los Angeles, California, at a seat at the table presented by Minority Women in Sports. And I am standing here with
Lauren Ladd.
And so Lauren and I were just talking, and the event is winding down. And she looked at me and she said this event was so great. And I said, what? We gotta talk about that on camera. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
So tell me what you love so much about this event.
It was awesome to see so many women of color that are involved in the sport, and we were able to let our hair down, be completely our full, authentic selves, say exactly what it is that we're experiencing, hear from women that have been in the game a little bit longer than some of us have. We had the opportunity to learn, we had the opportunity to hug, we had the opportunity to cry. It was great. It was the kiss from the heavens that I needed in this moment.
And so, can you share what you do in sports or what you aspire to do in sports?
So I help first, second, third generation wealth creators sustain their legacy beyond the game. So I serve a lot of sports, entertainment, athletes, women's, and professionals. So I have yet for a large firm, and that's okay.
Well, Lauren, listen, thank you so much for being here at the table with us. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
And where can people follow you?
You can follow me on LinkedIn, Lauren MJ Ladd.
All righty, Bowie Television watchers, we are at the conclusion of Minority Women in Sports, a seat at the table here on Los Angeles NBA All-Star Weekend. And you know what? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. It is the day of love, and honestly, what a better day to gather.
Listen, Andrea Durham, founder of the Presidency Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Minority Women in Sports. And listen, we thrive on transparency and authenticity, and she said, before we got started, she said, I'm just so over there, so in thought.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking right now?
Just how grateful I am. I don't know, like people ask, like, why did I start this organization? And it's this room. Like looking out at this room, it just fills me with so much gratitude and thankfulness. And I, for the life of me, never thought that we would be here in LA during NBA All-Star period, right? But it has been timely. And people are like, oh, I needed that. I needed this. And I think sometimes we all need reminders that the work that we do is impactful and it's valuable and it's needed. So I got nothing, Candy. I got nothing.
Well, no, you said you were coming up for 6 years?
Yes, February 27th. Yes.
So you want to mark your calendar, February 27th.
6 years.
You had an event yesterday as well, NBC.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Right. So we partner with DPR, which is DC Parks and Recreation, as a celebration for National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and it was so amazing. Shout out to all of my panelists who showed up in DC for us. It was an amazing event. They highlighted 5 young women, which is a little different, right? When we talk about awards and stuff, normally it goes to professionals who've been doing this for a while, but we honored 5 high school students who are doing the work on the court, on the field, as well as in the community. So what a privilege that was as well. So
listen, we're still it's still live. It's still live for on. And everybody knows there's a lot of yard talking here. But we said they came here one time.
Yes, they were early.
Okay. And they still up in here.
Yes, they still here.
Keep in the background. And they still here. So we feel that even us who brought this environment together.
I mean, I envisioned this years ago. I envisioned this. This was the goal, to create like a small, intimate environment. I think sometimes when you talk about NBA All-Star, like the rooms are so big, but what does it mean to come together as a tight-knit community, a small, intimate environment to where you actually have the opportunity to talk to people and be present? It is. I'm just thankful.
So what's next?
Oh Lord. Well, we are next week. We are headed to Hampton University for our leadership summit. This event was a little different because it was focused more on professionals and older adults. But next week we are going to Hampton for the students. Now Candy will be there too. Bowie TV will be there. Okay, and we are excited to be able to put that on for the students and aspiring professionals in the sports industry. So if you're in the Hampton, VA area, please tap in with us February 21st at Hampton University, and you can find information about that on our website.
Andrea, not for how many restaurants.
Stop. I almost already cried once, so
Girl, listen, from behind the camera, let me tell you, what you're doing for minority members, what you're doing, I told you this before, and it's the work of the Noahs out there. Okay, don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you because you're gonna make me cry.
Exactly.
I know.
You're doing the work of the Lord.
Yeah.
We're in LA, we're women together. Well, and that's a couple other women. You said they cried today.
Yeah.
You're and I got me. Now you got me. Here we go. We're having a blast. We're having fun.
Yes.
But just talk about even the emotions within this that you
Yeah. And I think that one of the themes that we kind of honed in today on the panel was all about lived experiences and how they transform who we become as leaders and women. And this room is honestly a signal of my lived experience. And we aren't sitting here, we aren't talking right now if have not for my lived experiences. So when you talk about like going through a difficult time or having difficulty, it's all about perspective, right? Knowing that every experience shapes us, and all the amazing women, Dee Dee, Jennifer, AB, Deandra, like I am so thankful for them for coming, a busy weekend, sharing their perspectives, and it's everything I envision.
Yes. And so listen again, God bless you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
For minority women in sports and minority women in every single industry.
Yeah.
And this ain't it, because like you said, next weekend, another event at Hampton University, and so many.
And then I'm taking a break.
And then she's taking a break.
Leave that in there.
And keep it in here.
Yes.
Keep it in here like everything else. Like, but, no, seriously, thank you. And listen, this is a part of you're looking to advance this.
Yes. Can I take a second? Students.
Where are the students?
Students.
Where are the students?
Sanai, come here real quick.
You know I love you, love.
I know, please. All of y'all, please.
Yeah.
Please. Come on, quickly. We're recording. Okay. All of y'all, come on. Okay, so I have to say that this event would not have been possible without the amazing students from LMU and their Black Students in Business program. Thank y'all for showing up and helping. You know that. Thank y'all for showing up and helping. Like, it's been so necessary. They've been great. They've run all the logistics behind the scene, and I could not have done this today without them. So thank y'all so much. Thank you.
This one particular person was trying to purchase a home. His budget was $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, $1 million budget was big.
Yeah, that meant something at that time.
Yeah. It was big. It's still big now though, but it was really, really big then. That was his budget. So I now connected him to a real estate agent. Now I told the real estate agent, look, this is my guy. Take care of my guy, but don't forget to take care of me because I'm referring you. So I was expecting, some kind of referral fee. So the deal went through, $1 million deal. So I'm thinking I'm going to get like $10,000 or, I had no idea how the commission system works. So at the end of the day, I didn't get anything.
Oh, wow. Not even a thank you letter?
I got to thank you. I definitely got to thank you. But I was so devastated that I now contacted my other friend who was a broker, and he said, legally, a real estate agent is not supposed to give you a referral fee if you're not a licensed agent. And he told me I shouldn't be upset at the other agent because he's not supposed to give me anything because it's illegal.
Yeah.
I was still so mad. I was so mad that the very next week, I went and I took the class to get my real estate license. Planning that, okay, now I have my real estate license, I'm going to start getting money from referrals. Because all these people are already asking me about homes all the time. I get my real estate license within 2 weeks. And no deals. None. No deals. Like I was trying. I was talking to people, everybody. I mean, hey, I'm a real estate agent now. I have my card. I got some business card. I'm a real estate agent now. Oh, okay. All right. No deals. Then I really challenged myself. Like, I need to get at least one deal. You mean I can't get one deal? Then I started pushing. I started reading all the books about, how to be a good agent, how to get sales. I started reading all the sales books, and I really poured myself into it. And I got really committed to it. Then I found I just got into it, and that's how that's how I'm here right now.
So a part of what you said earlier about expecting a commission and, people coming to you already for information, and now here's an opportunity that came up and you're like, okay, this is about to be some change in my pocket here. And I was just recently watching Mel Robbins' podcast, and I can't remember who she was interviewing, but what she talked about, because they were talking about shifting your mindset to make money off of the work that you're doing. And so what the person said was that, it's going to come to a point where you've been serving and giving away and doing things for free. And then at some point, you're going to start to get angry that you're doing all of this and you're not making any money. Yeah. And she said, once you get to that point, that's either where you're going to stop doing it or you're going to be like, okay, I got to make some changes in order to start making money. And so exactly what she said is what I'm seeing. You made those changes. And I've heard you say previously that you had to change everything about who you were in order to become this person that could make sales.
Yeah.
And so talk to us a bit about that process, about what that looked like. Like, what did you work on and what did you have to do in order to become somebody different?
Everything. I changed everything about myself, everything you could think of. I changed the books I read. I've always been a reader, but I read mainly fiction. I was a fictional reader. I love reading fiction. I stopped reading fiction. I started reading more self-help books. I started reading more books about expanding your business. From that, I started networking more. I used to be focused on work. So I told you I had 3 jobs. So 3 jobs, you don't really have time to really be networking outside of work. So I started going to networking events. I started posting, social media. I had a social media page, but I just went there to look at what other people were doing. I never posted. So I read in a book that you have to post at least 5 times a day. At that time, it was like 5 times a day. I started posting regularly. I'm a quiet person. My true nature is, I'm quiet. I'm introverted. So I had to start making videos because I read in a book that, you need to let people know what you do. So I started making videos every day. So like everything about myself, I had to change. Every single thing. Anything you could think about.
Yeah. And I know you really focus on, you're talking about videos, and I know that a huge part of what you focus on is public speaking.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to communicate. So what did you do to work on that piece of it? Because for someone that is introverted, because I'm introverted myself, and I've always been very observant, and I'm behind the scenes, and I could put things together and let's get it done. But now to say, okay, now you get up in front of everybody and talk about it, and I was just like, I don't know about that. And so what did you have to work on in order to be able to make those videos and introduce yourself while networking and things like that?
One of the things I do is a Toastmasters class. I take Toastmasters classes every week. I host these seminars. I host a seminar once a month. So once a month I host seminars. Then I have to start making videos and start practicing every morning, like talking, like just speaking, looking into the crowd, just different things, like different skill level. Because, I don't know if you know this, but one of my goals, my main goal is to put 1 million families in 1 million homes.
Yes.
And in order to put 1 million families in 1 million homes, you have to be able to communicate with at least 10 million people. Different personalities, different types of people, different races. You have to learn how to communicate. So I made it, I make it my business to keep on, just sharpening my craft, public speaking, taking Toastmasters classes, and just different things like that. I still make my videos every day, things like that to improve myself. There's so much more I can't think of off the top of my head that I do.
Oh, don't worry, I got it here. I have it here. So you do a lot of heavy networking, and not just attending, but you also host networking events.
Yeah.
And you are so disciplined. Guys, let me tell you about this guy. He visits 5 businesses every day. And so tell us about that piece of it. Like what does that help you with?
I go to 5 different stores every day, and I spend an hour at each store, and I'm meeting different people. I'm talking to different people. I'm learning from these people as well, because some of them are asking me difficult questions. Like, hey, I have this, what should I do with this? And sometimes I don't know the answer. So I have to make a call, maybe call my loan officer, call somebody, get the answer. So I learned from that. It also keeps me sharp.
Yeah.
It keeps me sharp. It keeps me communicating, and I reach so many people. Like, my goal every day is to connect with 200 people every day. That's the goal. And you can do it easily with 5 stores, because that's 40 people per store, which is easy. Like, if you go to Walmart or Costco in 1 hour, you meet like 100 people.
Yeah.
People are coming in and out. So, and I'm able to reach more people and help more people in different aspects of real estate. So I help people buy, I help people sell. I meet investors out on the street who are trying to rent out their properties. I help them rent. People who are just like finishing college, I can't talk to them about real estate. It also helps me increase my followers on social media, because they eventually follow me, and I tell them, like, look, go on my page. Anything you need to know, I made a video about it. Anything you need to know about real estate, I made a video about it. And I also show the properties I currently have. So just like, it's helpful on so many levels. It's tedious, very tedious, because you're outside on your feet. On a day like this, it's kind of cold.
Yes.
So you have to bundle up. But just for 1 hour, and the reward is crazy.
And it's also planting some seeds, right? Because when I needed a real estate agent, it was someone that had talked to me months before, like almost, I would say even 1.5 years before we were actually ready to sell. And so we met at something, he's a friend of a friend, and we were just chatting, and he asked me if I was interested in selling. And I was like, yeah, no, not right now. But we kept in touch. He would check on me, how are you doing? Or I'd see him out. And, we had a relationship.
Yeah.
And so when it was time, like, okay, we may want to sell, who am I going to call? I know who I'm going to call. I'm going to call who's been reaching out to me at the top of the list, And so I love that yes, it's to get customers, but you are also creating a body of work that people can refer to learn. So it's not just about what you're receiving, but also what you're able to share with them the knowledge and empower them to be able to make decisions, even if it's not with you. You know, you still share that information with them.
Because I meet a lot of people who, which is funny. I'm supposed to be mad, but I'm not mad. I meet a lot of people. They come to my seminar. They come to a couple of my seminars. They get all the information. I see them like 6 months later, like, hey, guess what? I bought a house. I'm like, you buy a house with me though. But I don't mind though. You know, I just, you know, as long as, you know, they use the information they learn from the seminar and, you know,
Yeah.
it's cool.
No, I love that. And so work isn't just external, it was internal, mindset, discipline, consistency. And one thing that I've heard you say that really resonates with me is the answer to your problems is in a book. Somebody has gone through what you are going through before, and they've written about it, they've talked about it, they've shown what steps they took to go through that. And so talk to us about some of the books that you were able to find answers in.
Yeah, so many books. My main book, I talk about this book all the time. This book was written by Grant Cardone. I don't know if you heard about him.
I have heard about him.
Grant Cardone, he wrote this book called 10X. He wrote several books, but 10X came to me at a time when I needed it. There was this guy, he was an agent too. His name is Andrew Spanager. We never met before, which is crazy. He's a friend of a friend, and he was a successful agent. And this friend of mine, who was a firefighter, told me about him, and I contacted him. And he's like, yo, you need to read 10X. And I read 10X, and that's my whole strategy, 10X. And basically, 10X is simple. 10X, multiply whatever you're doing by 10, and the results, you know, will be much better. So like even Elon Musk says it, like, let's say the other real estate agents are working, let's say 4 hours a day. Other real estate agents are working 4 hours a day, but I'm working 11, 12 hours a day. In 7 days, that's 84 hours. Even if I'm not the smartest, you know, person in the world, I just have a better chance of just doing more than they are because I'm just putting in a lot more effort in everything, a lot more effort in prospecting, a lot more effort in marketing, making videos, feeding my mind, just everything, just multiply it. Even exercising, eating, just 10X everything. And that's my main book. Then there's this other book called The Compound Effect. That was really helpful for me as well. Awaken the Giant Within You is a book that changed my life, even before real estate. It's written by, I can't remember that guy's name. But anyway, Awaken the Giant Within You. I mean, I read so many books. I'm reading Outliers right now. You heard about Outliers?
I have.
Yeah, I'm reading Outliers right now for the 3rd time. And there's this one part of the book that I like a lot where it talks about to master anything, you need to put 10,000 hours of sharpening your, like intentionally trying to sharpen your skills for 10,000 hours will make you a master, like Mozart and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So I like that part of the book. I like the whole book though, but that's the part.
No,
Yeah.
and I love what you're saying about putting in the work. And that's actually something that, I don't know if you guys know Kev on Stage. I'm sure you do. He is, he's a comedian, and he's had several shows, and he's talked about his journey. And what he has said is, I may not be the funniest guy or the smartest guy, but what I am is a workhorse. People are not going to outwork me. I'm going to produce. And therefore, I don't look for it to be perfect. I don't look for, all this heavy production. I look to produce.
To put in work, yeah.
Yeah. And so I like that piece of it. And I know that at some point, there's a time when you're going to have to stop trading your time for money. And that's when you start to scale. And we'll be getting into all of that in some later conversations. But I do want to talk about all of this mindset and discipline leading you to your bigger vision that you talked about a moment ago, about placing 1 million families in 1 million homes. And so what does that goal represent to you? Why is that important for you?
It represents a lot, And number one is, like I told you from the beginning, it took me 7 years.
Because
Well,
it's also, when you think about it, this is something that's supposed to be passed down through generations. And how do you pass it through generations if it's falling apart?
you don't.
Yeah, I think the
And
best adage you can do is to pretend like you're passing it down to the youngest member of your family, and then you'll do certain things to protect it. And it'll be
yeah,
automatic. It won't require instructions from me. Now that you've gone through this stage and you've been through that, because a lot of times people go through this too. Sometimes this stuff get damaged. Women's stuff get damaged more than men's stuff do. Men buy off the
really,
mannequin. Yeah, we're going to give me that. I want it framed already. It's going on the wall. Y'all, oh no, give me 3 of those. I'm gonna put 2 under the bed rolled up, and I'm gonna get them framed a little bit at a time. And that little bit at a time take 10 years. And you still
I had
buying
no,
stuff.
I
And
had no frames.
then you're still buying stuff.
Yes,
So everybody's habits
I
are
have a
different.
whole thing over here of all of, but I know it's out
And as
flat.
long as they're flat,
It's not rolled.
they're dangerous. If they're not framed, see, people think framing is optional.
We didn't know.
No, well, I'm telling you, that's what this is for. Framing ain't optional. It serves a purpose. A frame
So for everybody
protects
listening who has the rolled
it
art,
protects your art. There's
get it framed.
glass, usually. There's a mat. The mat is not decoration, so don't match it to your drapes. The mat is supposed to create a 1/8 inch barrier between your piece and the glass touching. That is what the glass and the mat does. It is not
So don't pick a color
decoration.
with your mat.
Yeah, you can pick a color with your mat, but I'm just
Oh,
saying,
I thought you said
understand what
don't
it's
match
for.
it to your drapes,
People do that.
but that's not what you suggest as an artist.
No,
It should match the piece.
it don't have to. I always think about, if you bought that piece with a purple mat on it and you had to resell it, would you think that piece would resell faster with that purple mat on it to the average person, or would it sell faster if it was a more conservative mat in there? Just like when you stage a house, you normally take the African American art down and you make the art stageable for the space, so more universal people can look at it. So those are all framing aesthetics, but Black folk do everything different.
We
We
do.
just color, bam, in your face. So I love
We
to see
do.
what Black folks do with art. Black folks have done some stuff with art I still haven't seen white folks do yet.
Really?
Oh, white folks see it and they lose their minds. Oh my God, Jesus, I haven't even ever seen this. Yeah, I know. You ain't supposed to see it, and it ain't your wavelength.
Right, right. I shared a story the other day. I said I saw my first non African American person asleep in the chair.
Mhm.
They don't go to sleep in the chair.
Really? And well,
Oh my gosh.
we had to do a whole show of what white folks do
Oh my God.
when it comes to Black art.
Oh wow.
It's been interesting. I've heard some comments. I have been to trade shows where I set up my work, and I knew that people would have a problem with me. I was so young that nobody wanted to take me seriously. And so often what I would do is I would pretend I was the employee, and I would set the booth up. I would show the work, and they would ask about that. And I would say, this artist right here is from Baltimore. I would play the hide game. I had a company name, and so I hid behind that. And people started ordering my work long before they knew it was me. And then by the time they realized it was me, they were in a position. But yeah, you do what you got to do to survive.
That's funny.
Our business is not a Black business; it's a white business. And I've watched them when we started coming to trade shows. They would make sure our stuff was in the back wall, by the bathrooms, by the water fountain. They would never put us in the main part of the show. We had to go through all of that. Yeah, you paid the money, but now you're gonna have to look at where they place you. Might not be no lights.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Might be a tape line of somebody that died there last week. They don't care. They just want your money.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
for about maybe 15 years of me doing the trade show circuit, I got to see all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to some of these places like New York City, and they have all these different agencies that have to help you get stuff in, and unions and all that kind of stuff. And the
Oh
behavior
yeah.
of each one of those people, it's the stuff you don't hear about.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, you got to pay the union boys to
you
get
gotta
your
pay
stuff off the
everybody.
track.
Yeah,
Everybody.
and you can go come with an attitude if you want to. You're not gonna get nothing done.
Mm-hmm. I had copies of these. I don't know what happened to them, but I had this postcard, I had this one, and I had this one.
The
These
majority of
were
those pieces
awesome.
were either sold to people, given to people, or lost in the fire. My
Yeah, I had the
mother had a
postcard.
good portion of those, and so all of those, I think 3 of them I might have done maybe 40 of them. Maybe 3 of them survived the being in different places. So that's some of the stuff that was lost in the fire.
Yeah, this is it. And I
Now
didn't realize
the
how
book is important too because there's cross sections of that book that I had to research to get because we lost a lot of that work in the fire, and so I had to go
Mhm.
back. Now with new technology, I'm able to rescan images. I can scan for reproductions. There's ways for me to be able to replicate images that were gone from the fire. So that was a painstaking part of doing my 40th anniversary book, is that 1/3 of them had to be recovered or borrowed from collectors, reshot, redocumented to have them be able to be featured in the book.
Yeah, I yeah, I don't know what happened to mine because I'm usually good about keeping stuff, and I used to keep them with my original that you did of me years ago, and I haven't had it framed yet, but I did talk to the framer after you packaged it. I think I've opened it 3 times, maybe, since you put it away, and it has like safety tape, like do not open.
Yeah, because that's what mistake people make.
And it's like chalk. It's like a soft.
Yeah, it's pastel. It's probably dry pastel
Pastel.
on paper. That'll last forever, but still, the more you open it,
You
the more
said
you
the
damage it.
air, yeah.
And if you
So
leave it rolled and try to open it, what happens when you leave a roller in somebody's hair for a month and then go back and try to take that roller off their hair? Is that going to be an extra sweep that's really crisp, or is some hair going to break?
we're gonna have a situation.
You're going to have a
It may take a
situation.
little more than a month, but a month is right bumping up against.
Right.
Don't do that.
In other words, don't do it. And art is the
Yeah,
same
don't
way.
do it.
People leave it because it comes in a tube and it's convenient. But
That's what
something
we
held in
call
a tube for a long period of time, when you go to try to release the stress from that, it's been locked. The emulsion in the paper and the ink will cause
cracks all up.
marks.
Oh
And so
gosh,
you'll be destroying it just opening it. That's why I
yeah.
said once you get it, flatten it, and if you got something in the tube, let a framer open it for you. Because you're gonna mess it up showing it to 3 of your friends. You're gonna put it back in the tube wrong. I mean, I already seen it. The stuff that people bring me to frame, bro. I mean, that's a program by itself. Because I'm not going to tell you that you messed your stuff up. I'm gonna frame it. I'm not replacing this. I'll replace yours. But I see some damaged stuff coming. Coffee ring. How you get a coffee ring in the middle of your piece? I don't know how you do that, but what color mat you
Wow.
want?
And I just didn't know. I thought
What
keeping
color?
them
What
rolled
color
was the
mat do you want
safest
with
way.
this?
Huh?
I just, you see some crazy stuff. And the worst thing I could tell a person is that piece has no value.
Well, you when you
'Cause once
ripped the
it's got a
first one of
nick in
mine,
it-
I was dying. I was like,
Oh yeah, if it's not mint condition, it's trash.
you was like, I said,
Yeah. Why do a
What-
lot of people
wait,
get
what's
freaked
going
out?
on right now? I've had that in that tube for 20 years. You're
That's
like,
okay. I just went to the shelf and got something off my stash.
yeah,
Replaced the piece.
I blessed.
Call it
Hey,
a day because the
thank you.
pieces you had were valueless.
Oh, and I had no idea.
But that's not. I mean, that's not just you. I see it a lot. It's one of the things that
You said I
folks aren't
was
really
the worst
educated on.
though, and I was like,
You are my
wow.
record holder.
Okay,
not-
so we
you are
even Steven, because you had some
it's gonna be a
clippers.
while before you get dethroned. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. How your clippers doing?
Probably is like your like your art was doing.
Okay.
You said it was rusty.
I said, where he
Fused
cutting the
together.
clippers out in the rain?
Yeah, okay. For those of you trying to figure out what I'm talking about, when you got friends that's in certain places, you try to utilize those friends. And so I had some old ass clippers. She does hair. She had a school where she taught hair. If you go get your tools to somebody to get them sharpened, get them to her. I get them things
It
to
wasn't
her.
no
I never
sharpener.
see him again. I don't know if she
Yeah.
threw them in the trash. I don't know if she used one, but
I replaced them.
she replaced one. Yes.
Yeah,
And I
you
think
had one since
I
then.
think one she had fixed and was using on the side, but we can't prove that yet.
Yeah.
So
But
go
you've
on
gotten different
go on with your
clippers.
line of questioning, G. Marie.
Yeah, you've gotten different clippers, so Yeah. You need something, just let me just wink. Just blink.
No, I learned how to look. I learned how to oil them, so I'm good now.
Okay. Let me see him. I'll be the judge of that. Okay. How has art helped you heal or helped our community heal?
Art is like I could sit here and give you a soliloquy of why art is so this and so that.
It is.
But art transports you. It's like you don't need your mouth, and you don't necessarily need your brain for art, because once you look at something, your brain and your heart are going to do something.
Process.
And so, just allowing yourself that space to enjoy and connect. I mean, because artists are basically drawing everything they think of and feel, and at some point, it's going to resonate with somebody else. And so, and then your right brain. The people think that there's a difference between artists and creators are right-brained people. Yes, we're different. We're okay. And so, but people who collect art are also using the right side of the brain. There's some left side brain folks that ain't even thinking about art, don't have nothing on their wall, and have no plans to get nothing. And so recognizing it as a collective that you're using some of your right brain, that's why you're stimulated with it, whether you can draw or not. My whole business survives on that demographic of people. Because there's some folk that don't give a hell about art. It ain't a priority. And they teach their kids it's not a priority. And you've been in some of their houses. They ain't got nothing on the wall.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Except for family photos. Family photos, that's it.
Yeah. I would have to agree. And it just goes, why don't you put something on the wall?
Well, because you're right-brained, that's going to be your first question. But if they're left-brained, they're not going to understand where the question came from. They got a nice car in the driveway. They got a nice house to sit in. They got nice furniture. They got nice TVs and stuff. But then it disconnects after that. And they dress to the nines. They got all the popular clothes. They got jewelry. They got phones, the latest phone, everything else. What happens when you got all that stuff and your wall's still blank? That means you don't have a spirit. That's what it means.
Not no spirit. It's like when you go in people's homes and they don't have books. I'm like, you don't have any books in here. Because I like books, but I like it all. Anything creative.
You learn a lot by what people collect.
Yeah.
And my mom used to say everybody should collect something.
Did she have something she collected?
She did black any kind of doll babies. My sister had most of them. She got me collecting stamps when I was younger. Then coins for a while.
Yeah.
Then stamps for a while. So you know, but I have a personal collection of artists. You would think I was on crack.
Oh wow.
Of work that I don't own. These are works by other artists. I have about 500 pieces by other artists.
Do you have it all framed or is it stored?
No, most of it's flat filed. Most of it's in. I got briefcases. I got suitcases. I got art storage things. They kind of look. Let's see, give you an example of what one looks like. All right, this is the book that I just did. I'm doing now for my quarantine. So everything in this book, I'll try to see if I can raise that up. Everything in this book has been created.
In the last 80 days? I mean, 14 days?
I filled this whole book up with original pieces.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of my personal collection is done
wow.
it's stored like this.
Y'all see this? We are privy to something that hasn't even been seen yet.
Yeah, these are
wow, I like that.
All of these are new pieces that I just did.
Oh, I love that right there.
That's one of my dad's pieces that I finished to the right.
Right here? The one where your hand was on it?
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, no, the other one. That's nice, too.
A lot of times I use my dad's work. A lot of my paper my dad made, he's left me like 500 sheets of paper when he passed. And so a lot of times I use those as the base of a lot of my new pieces. But
I love it.